animal control officer. Any discussion on these items? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. For scheduled sessions, we have Jake Farrow, assistant engineer. Looks like John's joining him. Discussion decision to approve the following bids. Award bid for project number EWP 2021-78 to Nelson and Rock Contracting Incorporated in the amount of $242,332.00. Anything else you guys need to add to that?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this?
Were these ones that were existing and getting repaired, or are these new ones?
Yeah, they're all existing.
They're all existing, huh? So the rock that was there originally didn't last through the cyclone bomb storm. So we're using a different product then, right?
Yeah, hopefully it'll hold up to the freeze thaw a little better than what we've used in the past.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. Next, we have the award for bid project number EWP 2022-78 to AM Corin and Son Incorporated in the amount of $485,335.46.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any
So-
discussion?
Yeah, Jake, all of these, you were able to review them, all the numbers matched up, all the, okay.
They sure did.
And this was all, was it 75% or was it 100% federal money?
It was 75, and I think Hungry Canyons was gonna chip some in there, and I don't know the Hungry Canyons cost share.
Okay, so did we have money kind of appropriated for these then?
I had 245th Street budgeted to do, and that's not gonna happen, so
Okay.
just gonna, yeah, it's gonna slide right in.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Alright.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried on that one. Item C, award the bid for project number EWP 2023-78 to AM Corin and Son, in the amount of $249,347.29. Got a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
They start on these pretty quickly then?
We're gonna send the contracts out, and once we get them signed, we'll have approval for that, and then we'll discuss on starting dates. We're thinking hopefully January maybe, but it'll depend on weather too.
Yeah, we're pretty much at the mercy of the weather.
Are they sitting on with the material then?
No, we haven't got any materials yet.
I don't think it'll be hard to procure. It's not like we're buying bridge materials, it's just
Right.
broken limestone, so I think they should be able to procure that pretty quick, I hope, so.
They procure, you don't.
Right.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item C is approved. Last D here, we got award for project number EWP 2024-78 to AM Corin and Son, in the amount of $293,982.62.
So moved.
Got a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Got a second by Mr. Grovey. Any discussion on this one? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And motion carried. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Looks like we have a call in by Michelle Frank, Executive Director of Les Hills. Update on the Les Hills Missouri River Parks to People Region Project. Michelle, you on the phone? Hey, Michelle, you on the phone?
I am on the phone.
All righty.
Morning.
Morning.
We're ready for you whenever you are.
Oh, my goodness, okay. That first agenda item must have gone quickly.
Yep.
Thank you so much for letting me present to the supervisors this morning. My primary purpose was to give you an update on how things are going for the Les Hills, Missouri River Parks People Region, and we are at the end of your 3-year commitment to help us coordinate that project. And so I believe that Elizabeth included in your packet a couple different things for you to look at. First is just a general overview slide deck of the project. And again, this is a 3-county partnership between Harrison, Potawatomi, and Mills County, catalyzed by a $500,000 grant from Mid-American Energy Foundation. And the challenge to this collaborative group of individuals from the 3 counties under our coordination was to leverage that $500,000 5-to-1 towards projects that were identified in the master plan that was completed in 2016. So we are right now putting the polishing touches on leveraging that almost 30-to-1. And so in your packet, you'll see a spreadsheet of the projects that were identified by the group, the match that was secured for each, and then you'll see that they're very evenly distributed among the 3 counties. Potawatomi County probably came out a little bit better, but that's just because the county has a lot more resources and a lot more needs for the region, and really serves as sort of a keystone for the 3-county collaborative. So for the project, which is tying up at the end of this calendar year, we have leveraged that $500,000 to $14 million, a little over $14 million in collaborative projects that will enhance outdoor recreation infrastructure. So we're pretty happy about that. And I think it really speaks to the collaboration, the relationships that have crossed jurisdictional lines, and the work that we've been able to kind of, serve as the cat herder for this initiative. So I would be happy to answer any questions you might have about that, if you have any.
I don't think we have any questions here.
Okay. And I don't know if I need to go through the whole slide deck, but I think this is something that I shared with you originally. But I think that we were the second area in the state to be designated by Governor Reynolds as a Parks to People region. The other area of the state was on the eastern side, and they received $1.2 million to leverage 5-to-1, and I think that their total final leverage match was about 52-to-1. So of course more money, but with our small catalyst, I think we did pretty darn good. And I'm pretty pleased and happy with the people we've been able to work with. So I also included in your packet an overview of the work that Golden Hills does. We are a community-based nonprofit. We are not subsidized by the government outside of project grants that we request and help to advance projects under our mission. But we're focused on 3 primary areas in rural Southwest Iowa, and that is to collectively and collaboratively promote land and water conservation, finding a balanced and wise use of how we can work in the Loess Hills and some of our watersheds in an 8-county area. We have projects that extend to about 20 counties, depending on the type of conservation practice we're looking at. And we are heavily involved with rural tourism and outdoor recreation, as I just mentioned, with the Parks to People project. We also manage, on behalf of the Iowa Department of Transportation, 3 of the scenic byways in western Iowa. And we provide a lot of backbone and incubation support to community groups in the rural area that may not have their own 501c3, may not have staff, and are able to act as either fiscal agent or a contracted administrator for a number of rural-based community projects. So that is what we do. A lot of people don't always know what we do, which brings me to my request for your consideration. In 2018, 19, and 20, the supervisors pledged $12,000 a year to help us coordinate the Parks to People region. And we are so grateful for that because we couldn't have been able to reach that 30-to-1 match without that support. So we're asking for your consideration for the upcoming year of an operational award to Golden Hills to help us to continue to move the Parks to People project forward. We're looking at $15,000, certainly willing to talk about that. And that would be used primarily for operational support to keep coordinating that and to seek additional funds to leverage additional projects in the 3-county region. And again, a lot of that will be happening in Potawatomi County. We're also coming up on the end of our West Nishnabotna watershed project at the end of next year. And so we're just anticipating that we will have some gaps to fill from an operational standpoint for Golden Hills. So I would appreciate your kind consideration of the request, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have for that.
Michelle, this is
Yes.
Scott Bell.
Hi,
Hi. Thanks for the work you guys do. Did the other counties refresh my memory, the other counties appropriate similar funds, for those years?
They did. We requested 12,000 a year from all three counties, which gave us 36,000 a year, which was just a little under a full-time position. And we are going back to those counties for support again for the upcoming fiscal year as well.
And this ask is for a 1 year?
We're just asking for a 1 year.
Okay.
You know,
Is,
more than 1 year would be wonderful, but you know, at this point, we don't have a firm confirmation for the Mid-American Energy Foundation for another catalyst grant. We're negotiating that right now. And so I guess I felt to ask for 1 year, that would give us a chance to come back and let you know how we did.
okay, because I thought there was discussion at one of the meetings that there was monies that Mid-American Energy had left over, or the state or somebody, for potential projects that we could apply for, I guess.
Well, and that's the thing that we're negotiating for right now.
Okay.
There was another Parks to People region in the state that didn't spend all of their funding, and so that's part of the conversation with them. Can we divert that to our part of the state instead?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll move that for you, Chairman Schultz.
Okay, got a motion, and that's for the 15,000?
Second.
Got a motion and a second by Ms. Drake.
Is that out of the gaming?
Gaming.
Yeah, the gaming. Motion second, any discussion on this? I just would say that what, you know, what this organization's doing is great. I had a really good experience with them when we, you know, back when we were doing the Dream Playground, and, you know, I think that was pretty fantastic when they came through for us on that, so. You look through these projects, I mean, there's just so much that they're doing to, you know, enhance things on this side of the state and this region, and I just think it's a great thing for us to be involved, so. Appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna check out
Thank
this.
you. Have a good Christmas.
You too.
Have a nice day.
I'm gonna check out this
All right, bye-bye.
Wonderlust shirts.
Bye.
You see that?
Yeah.
In the back?
Oh, yes, buy a shirt. That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, moving right along. I believe Sheriff Danker is here instead of Chief Deputy.
Rob unfortunately had an attack of kidney stones, I think, so he's in a lot of pain right now, so I told him I'd try to fill in for him briefly on this tower site agreement, and I don't know, I see, Justin, you'd signed a right of entry here for them to come in and do a just to take a look at the tower out there in Carson, our tower. And Verizon was to put some of their equipment on that. I'm not as up to speed as Rob would be on this, but it appears that they want they would like to locate their equipment on there, on a portion of our tower. They want a spot that they've got a site plan here, that they want to put an equipment building. They will pay us, they have the full agreement here, it's like 17 pages, but they will pay us, I think, $9,000 a year, according to this agreement. I'm sure there's probably some type of negotiation if we want to do that, but they want $9,000. I mean, they will pay us $9,000 a year. They will pay for all of their utilities that they use. They'll have like a separate meter for whatever utilities they use. And again, it's just a 17-page agreement that deals with you know, all the legal things that need to be dealt with. So my understanding, that's what Rob wanted me to come and just let you know. And I don't think, Leanne, you probably have not seen that agreement.
I had not reviewed that agreement,
Okay.
no.
He had received this, I just printed it off this morning and glanced through it real quick, but, and I do have that. If the board wants to move forward with considering to allow Verizon to place a some of their antennas or equipment on our Carson tower out there.
So, maybe you know, because you're kind of familiar with this line of work.
It's a standard lease. I would like to make sure that Leanne gets a chance to review before the board actually approves. I did see the amount of $9,750 a month. Usually the escalator is somewhere between 3% and 5%. This one's at 2%. So I don't know if there's any negotiation with that. But I'd like to see that escalator at minimum of 3 instead of 2.
Is this, I guess I didn't see the 2%.
Let me see if I can give you the paragraph number, Scotty.
Do we have similar, do you know, Jeff or Leanne, do we have similar leases with other towers with Verizon or someone else?
We lease space on some of the towers for our equipment. I don't know on this tower. Rob.
Is this the tower that we own then?
Yes, it is.
And the ground, we own this ground, is this on the county property, the roads,
Yes, it is.
roads property?
That's correct.
Cause we don't have the site,
So, revenue,
Pardon me?
nice little revenue chunk, I guess.
we don't have the site plan here on this, but, so when they do these typically, do they preempt anybody else from going on there, Tim, in their lease agreement, such as another competitor?
Well, this is just for one company.
Right, this for Verizon, but if company
If
X,
US
Y,
Cellular wanted to come on, they'd have to get approval from the county.
right,
And, you know, my only concern is it won't impact any of the signal from our tower to your radios,
No,
right?
it will not impact us at all. It's fine. It's just space on the tower that they want to use to improve their signal out there. So it should be no problem for us.
It's like, is that paragraph 5 on page 3, extension rentals?
That was just 2%.
It says annual rental shall increase on each anniversary of the commencement date by an equal 2% of the rent.
Yeah.
For the previous lease year. That's not your, that's what you want to say.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
That's the one I was talking about.
so you want to try to get that bumped to 3?
I'd like to see us at least talk to them about it. You know, one of the things about this is, when you sign this lease, you give them the option of having 4 more 5-year terms with that too.
right.
So they can extend the lease.
Okay, so you want, yeah, I'm tracking what you're saying. So we'll have Leanne, so are you requesting that we just table this until Leanne's had a chance
Is
to review
there
it?
is time of the essence on this thing, Jeff?
Not that I'm aware of, Tim. Like I said, I'm just coming in kind of on the tail end here because Rob couldn't make it in today, but I don't think it is. I mean, I'm sure they want to move forward probably as quick as they can, but I guess, I don't know if there's any deadline or any time frame there specifically, so.
I can't imagine that, waiting a week is
No.
going to matter to them.
No, I don't think so.
So, the tower, I guess, whatever upkeep and maintenance is that, just from my own knowledge, is that your department, Jason, or has 911 got people going out there?
We assist in preventive maintenance as far as the generator and the HVAC at the tower, in the tower buildings. As far as the towers themselves, that would be handled by the comm center.
Okay. So does, I guess, the comm center know someone's looking at putting up equipment on the tower?
Yes, I'm sure they do. That's,
Okay. So does this go into the general fund then?
We're definitely gonna.
I would think so.
I think that's where it goes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it'd be nice probably to see if there's what do we got, 15 or 17 towers or something?
9.
9? If we have other leases and what those arrangements all are, and kind of give us a update on that.
Okay, do we need a motion to table this, or?
Well, we're gonna just,
Just hold off?
hold it until next week, right?
Yeah, is a week fair enough for you to review
I
it?
believe so.
Okay,
Will you be in contact with Verizon then, too?
I wasn't planning on that.
Okay, well, who's gonna negotiate it?
You know, Rob has been in contact with this representative,
Okay.
so my guess is that, he's probably talked to him, and I would guess, I mean, I don't know, but there is probably some negotiation there, I would think, on that, what you're talking about, Tim, so I would think we should be able to, inquire on that.
Then the only other question I would have is that, I would assume that Verizon is going to do a structural analysis of the tower to make sure that it's capable of handling that equipment.
I think that they've done this right of entry here that Justin signed off on in June or July. So I'm assuming they have been in there, they've looked at the tower, they looked at the site, they've done,
Yeah, they actually get an engineer to come out and take a look at the tower, and they give the engineer the weight of the antennas that they plan to put on the tower to make sure that it's structurally sound to handle that. We certainly don't want our tower to go down, so that needs to be addressed too. I mean, I'm sure they're planning on it, but
I mean, do you wanna just follow up with Rob and
I can do that.
inform him what's going on once he's feeling a little better? Why don't we just roll that?
Yep.
That way he knows what to ask, cause I mean, you're talking Chinese to some of us right now, so.
Well, I guess, and I don't know if Rob knows about, if there are other lease arrangements, what all they are like, if they have escalators or extensions and those types of things. In 20 years, technology, if it's anything like the last 20 years,
Yeah, satellites by then, I would assume.
who knows? Okay.
All right, so we'll just give it a week, we'll put it back on the agenda, attorneys will review it. Tim will reach out to Rob or you or whoever is gonna assume the lead on this, and then we'll go from there, so. Thanks for bringing this in, I mean, it's a good opportunity, it looks like, and then bringing some extra revenue, so why not?
I agree.
So, alrighty, well, thank you.
Be
Grant,
curious,
are you on the phone?
be curious what they're paying other.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so we got you up next. Item D, discussion decision regarding the approval of submission to 2021 Potawatomi County Cities Program Recapitalization Grant. Do you wanna kinda give a little background on this, Grant?
Yeah, so this is the time of year when the annual cities applications are due to iOS. We received 3 proposals. Hopefully in your board packet there's a brief letter that I prepared, and so those applications are from Neola, Oakland, and Underwood. The total request is for $646,102, and 7,500 of that includes a request from MAPPA to iOS to basically aid with the administration efforts that the grant and the program require. Two of the projects are infrastructure, and then the one for Oakland is a demolition proposal. So the proposed action that is being requested is to approve the final application that will include these projects and authorize MAPPA to submit to iOS, and the application is due on the 15th.
Grant, this is, real quick question for you. Wasn't the, deadline for the letter of inquiry, wasn't that done in November? For these projects?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
That's correct, yep.
And then they had to submit the grants to you? The grant request to you before it goes to the Iowa West Foundation?
So how this works historically is, MAPPA receives the proposals. I verify that all of the required attachments and exhibits are present, and then those are forwarded to a 3-person review committee. So they score the applications, and then from there, I summarize the proposals from the cities and submit one comprehensive application instead of submitting 3 or however many applications individually from the cities in a given year.
Okay. Were those the only 3 cities that put together, projects?
Yes, those are the only 3 this year.
Okay. Chairman Schultz, I'll make a
So-
motion to approve and submit the 2021 Potawatomi County Cities Program Recapitalization Grant.
Okay, got a motion for approval. Is there a
Second.
Got a second, discussion?
Hey, Grant,
Yeah.
are these, and more to the Neola one, are these grants subject to them getting the other funding then? Is that how those are gonna work?
No, I don't believe so. I believe the communities already have the other funding in place. I believe that I believe that all these communities are using their general funds or their sewer funds. I mean, with the exception of the Oakland project, but no, I don't believe that any of the other funding is contingent on the Iowa West money.
Oh, really? So the $3.5 million water distribution improvement, they're good to go, in Neola.
I mean, with the I mean, Neola, the city's request represents about 14% of the total.
Right.
Underwood is probably the biggest request. They're requesting 50% from Iowa West, which is the maximum that Iowa West will fund. It's not guaranteed, but that is the maximum that they'll award for a project.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And we are.
Thank you.
2020. Okay. Next in the hot seat is Jason Slack.
I'm handing out the change order summary for the courthouse renovation project.
Okay.
Just forwarded to me this morning from HGM.
Thank you. Did you want to? You need to go through this first before we start going down the list?
Yeah.
What?
Kim said.
I just handed out the change order summary. Do you wanna run down the, kind of what the change orders are, I mean?
Sure. And you're looking at the 3 that we're talking about today?
Yeah, we're looking at the 3, but, just, you wanna kinda run down all of them that we've approved so far?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, they're all listed out individually.
Yep.
So if you wanted to go through this sheet, you can do that, or I can just go one at a time. It's up to you. I don't care.
Vast majority of these, I think all of them but the 3 have been discussed,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
So,
they've all been approved other than the 3 we're gonna talk about today.
Okay, so why don't we'll just go down the list and then we'll talk about them individually. So the first, we have discussion, decision to approve following change orders. We'll start with item A, which is CRC 023, ceiling light height the ceiling light height conflicts. It's written funny. First door, man, I just can't talk. It's $3,800.
Is that in Judy's office, Jason?
So, this is on the first floor in the B wing area, and it's kind of, by where the mechanical chase is, where all the HVAC comes up from the basement.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so, basically, the pictures that are attached to this, kind of help you understand that there's an angle that's, structural support there that is in the way of that ductwork. So the RFI was to, what do we do, since we can't, alter that structural support? They have to lower the ductwork and kind of adjust the ceiling height accordingly. And the cost of that change order was $3,817.04. Just for the material to frame and get around that structural support.
And then
So they didn't
actually,
drop the whole thing, or just, they just make
it's
a
just
little?
it's a portion of it, but it goes around the whole perimeter of that, wherever those windows are, that they had to drop that down.
Okay.
The drop was 6, 8, 12.
I don't know if it stated how far it needs to come down. I know they're supposed to keep it as close to 9 foot as possible.
There's the,
Is it?
Doesn't look like it has to be dropped that much, but
Yeah,
pictures.
there's a new duct run that is causing the biggest issue. If there, I don't know which page that's on, that you can see a little drawing of how it's being dropped down and how they're accommodating that.
I'll move that for you, Chairman Schultz.
Okay, we got a motion to approve this change order, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion, second, discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, motion carried. Wait, is there, am I gonna sign something, or you just roll these?
You should have.
Is there a signature?
Yeah, they're in the first page.
Oh, there it is, okay.
Yep.
Jason, that temporary flue piping, was that for the emergency?
That was to keep the heat on there for about 3 weeks while we were waiting on the permanent flue pipe to come in.
Why are we paying for that?
So we split the cost 4 ways with Ronco, ETI, HGM, and the county, in order to get that flue pipe paid for.
There, that number is where?
And it was $1,000,
Yeah,
and
the very first line in the blue.
Oh, okay.
with the bond and insurance, it was $1,020. That was our portion of it, and everybody paid $1,000 of that.
Is that your recommendation, Jason?
It was at the time, yes.
Motion to approve?
Okay, got a motion to approve, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion, second, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Okay, motion carried. 8 December. 20. Okay. That one is approved. We are now on to, I think the Sally Port, which is CRC 024, new louver for the Sally Port in the amount of $1,212.37.
So, Kim, I don't know how versed you are in this one, but we had the original louver was supposed to go above the garage door. We had to switch garage door styles because there wasn't enough clearance for the other garage door. Well, now, there's no room for the vent that was supposed to go above the door. So we have to move it, and this is the cost associated with moving that louver.
Is that your recommendation, Jason?
It's the only thing we can do in that area.
I'll move that for you, Chairman Schultz.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 This is the expanded door. Is this the one that's gonna be the roll-up door?
Yeah, we went from a panel door to a coiling door
Okay.
in the Sally Port there for,
Just putting on record to say, is this your recommendation? That way,
it is, yes.
we can video you saying for the
Yeah, there's nothing else we can really do. I
There's
mean,
another door, man. All right, Jason, so, and Kim, with these changes that we just made today, where does that put us on our change order total then, Jason?
right now, we're at, what are we at, roughly,
21, so you'll see down at the very bottom, the change order number 1 was 14,000, that's the total of all the purple. And then the total that has been approved, so will be
Oh, I
another,
got you. So we're gonna be at 21 and we budgeted 20. Right?
no, we've used up our $20,000 contingency that was built into the contract. We're over that.
So we're over that 21,000?
Yeah, we're over that. So, Where are we at, Kim? The 14 plus the 7?
Well, actually, it'll be, with what's been approved today, will be another 7. So if you look at, the far right column is what's pending, which is what you guys were reviewing today. In the middle column, in the blue, is what you guys have already reviewed. So those two together is 14, so we'll be at 28.
Okay. And the ones in parentheses are credits, is that correct?
That's correct, yep.
But wasn't the glue down the carpet and access flooring, wasn't that a credit? It should have been a credit.
Oh, yep, she got that one. We'll adjust that, so yes.
That 6,300, Jason, should be credit.
That should be a credit.
So we're at 21.
So we're close to about 21.
Are we about done with change orders, Jason?
I don't see light at the end of the tunnel yet. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but
I mean, we're getting closer because they are drywalling and finishing spaces, so there shouldn't,
do we have any RFIs out right now that could turn into that? Cause
I know there's one.
which one was that?
Well, where that wall goes into the window.
Well, that's how it was designed there. Have you been up there since?
No,
Have you looked at it recently?
no.
Yeah, that's how it was planned.
it's one way to be able to get natural lighting into both those offices.
What was that,
So
Kim?
it was one way to get natural lighting into both of those offices.
What's the transition look like from a 6-inch wide wall to the center of the window?
From the outside,
Where that wall stopped, is that the end of it?
and then they will put a finished piece out there, so it should look like a mullion.
A what?
A mullion, like a center mullion.
Okay. We'll take a look at it.
Good. Good thing we're getting $9,000 hopefully from Verizon.
So we're at, because these numbers aren't, we're around 21, is that what you determined?
Yes,
Because that 6 is coming back to us.
yep, that'll be a credit.
Okay. This sheet is very helpful, we haven't, glad you guys brought this forward. So what percentage would you say we are of the project?
For completion or for the total of change orders too?
No, for the completing of the project, are we 30%, 35, 70?
I'd say we're 2/3
Two-thirds
through.
of the way,
Yeah,
we're pretty close.
probably 2/3 of the way through, Scott.
So you're saying we're, whatever, 66% through the project?
Yeah.
Okay. But we're 1,000 over our budgeted, for, overs.
Oh, we're 21,000 over.
I thought we
We've used up the
used
19.
up the 20
So the
Yep.
green up top is what was put into that 20, taken out of that 20
already.
contingency, yep.
Okay. So we don't show that 20 number up there allocated for that, okay.
So you had down below is the summary, it'll show you total approved for the allowance in green.
Okay,
And then the purple and blue is what will be the addition to the original contract amount.
so the original contract is the 51, 5,165,000, right?
That's correct, yep.
Okay. And how did, was that a number, the 20 number, a number that you guesstimated? Is that where we came up with the 20 number?
Yeah, we try to put in a percentage of contingency just for unforeseen conditions and
Sure.
it's kind of a shot in the dark, it's not knowing what we're gonna find once things start getting opened up.
You don't use a percentage of the project, you just pull a number out.
We try to do anywhere from 15 to 20% of what our estimate is.
Okay.
So Scott, if you take a look at if you just round it to a $5 million project, we're not even at 1% for change orders.
Right,
Or actually about, I don't know, 3/4,
right,
5/8, somewhere in there.
yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's so bad. We vote on that already. Okay, Jason, one real quick question for you. Maybe Kim, you can chime in on, maybe I should ask you, Kim. When are we gonna get hot water back on?
I talked with the, general contractor today, and I also spoke with the tenor. Basically, all we're waiting on is a flue pipe. He's got it on order. Hopefully, it'll be here within a couple days. I don't wanna promise anybody anything that we can't deliver on, but I'm hoping by the end of next week, we may have, hot water again. So,
I guess worst case, so we look at doing some point of use ones or something, or, I mean,
I'm
we really
sorry.
should have hot water.
Yeah, I agree. I wanna get it on as soon as possible. It's plumbed, the gas has been run to it, we're waiting on the flue pipe.
Okay. Kim, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you gonna update this and then get us the update on?
We'll do that this morning and I'll send it, I'm sure I'll send it to you this morning.
Okay.
Update that.
Alrighty.
Okay.
That'd be good. Easy to follow along.
Wait for a motion to go into closed session.
I can stop recording the regular now.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 1.5, Parent 1, Parent C, to discuss matters that are presently in litigation.
Okay, got a motion, is there a second?
Parent one, parent, what'd you say?
Parent 1, Parent C?
I thought it was
Parent
parent,
I.
Not in litigation.
yeah, it's personnel matters.
It's parent I, right? Parent one, parent I?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Second.
It's just written that way on the script, so that's why he's.
Oh, God.
It says Parent 1, Parent C, what does it say, Parent 1?
So it's parent I, parent C, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Parent 1, Parent I, okay. Well, it's wrong on the
Alright.
The
script.
agenda has it as parent one, parent I.
I
Okay.
also would like to friendly amend your motion and ask that we do a little break right after that, real quick.
Okay.